Hello everyone, I welcome you all to ATM Creations and I welcome you all to the Zero to Hero embroidery series now. Most of you know the face behind this ATM Creations too, I think. My name is Radha. Let me quickly share my journey into embroidery. My embroidery journey started when I was in class 9 and 10. There was a compulsory art learning, so I chose embroidery then. I was very interested. I did excel really well. I was a class topper in that particular art, but somehow I did not pursue it later. And I myself stopped. Nobody stopped me. And but I think I was destined to do this embroidery again in my life. So 2020 lockdown, I just started with embroidery with long lost skills. That's how I started. And somehow I wanted to do a particular design. I think I watched some tutorial in YouTube and then I did a particular design, shared it with the rest of the world, which means my friends through contacts in WhatsApp, and people encouraged and I started embroidery, but somehow I slipped into dot mandala, took that up as my full-time profession. Now I don't want to miss embroidery, so I have created some courses in embroidery now, and I also thought I need to give it back to the society from where I learned my skills. So I thought I'll start with Zero to Hero series of embroidery in YouTube as well. So in today's video, I'm going to discuss about what are the materials that are required to do an embroidery design. The first material that we need is embroidery hoop, and this is how it looks like. These are embroidery hoops with different types of hooks. This one has a brass hook, and this one has a silver hook, and this one has a plastic hook. So when we look at this particular hoop, you have two wooden circles. One is the inner portion, the other one is the outer portion. So this is how it will be fixed. And when we address the hoop, we address it based on the size. This is a 4-inch hoop. Okay, how the 4 inch is measured? Is it from end to end of the outer circle or end to end of the inner circle? Let me show it to you now. If you look at, the inner hoop is 4 inches. Normally, a hoop is addressed as a 4-inch hoop only based on the inner circle's size. Let me show you another example. This one is a 6-inch hoop, and this one, this is 8-inch hoop, and in this one, this is 9-inch hoop. This is exactly how hoop sizes are mentioned. When you purchase the hoop for the first time, this is going to be tied. We need to separate these two wooden circles so that we can place the fabric in between. Let me tell you how to remove this hook. Let me tell you how to separate these two wooden circles. Whatever is the type of the hook, brass, silver, plastic, this is how you do it. Hold this and then rotate. This will loosen up and you can separate both the circles. And after fixing the fabric, when you want to tighten it up, it is the same method. Put it and then now rotate it the other side, it will tighten up. So the first material that we need is a embroidery hoop. The next one is the fabric. I have a fabric here. Normally for embroidery hoops, we use casement fabric. This is just a normal fabric. I am using it for the purpose of showing how to fix the fabric into the embroidery hoop. So the first material that is needed is embroidery hoop. The second one is the fabric. The third one is obviously the embroidery threads. I use varieties of brands. The most recommended is Anchor threads. This is an Anchor thread. I've removed the label, but this is Anchor thread. And this one is Dolly. And this is some different brand. I just wanted to explore, so I bought it. For people who are professionally doing it, it is always recommended to have Anchor thread. For someone who is starting up with learning embroidery, I would suggest any other brand other than the Anchor, because Anchor threads are slightly expensive than the other threads. Obviously, the next one that you need are needles. I have whole bunch of needles in stock, but you don't have to have these many. Probably 2 or 3 will help. These are the needles that I use. Quite long needles. And there are shorter needles also. I'll show you now. Here are the shorter needles. And as we go on with the series of videos, I'll tell you when should you use the long needles and when should you use the shorter ones. As of now, we looked at 4 different materials. One is the embroidery hoop, the fabric, threads, needles. Few other materials are also needed and I use. I'll show them one by one now. The next most important lifesaver is this protractor, and this is also called as Pro Circle, where you will have degrees marked from 0 to 360, of course, and there are stencils for different size of circles, and this is how I use it. Just to draw different circles, I use this protractor. Of course, a small scale would be required too. You can have both this 15 centimeter scale and a 30 centimeter scale as well. Now, other than these two, I'll show you I have all these mirror pieces too of different shapes, because I use these mirror pieces to draw shapes. For example, something like this. If I want to draw a leaf, I'm not that good at freehand drawing, so I use stencils like this. So I'll draw a leaf like this. Or if I want a little thin and narrow leaf, then I draw it like this. So for these purposes is what I use these small mirror pieces. The next most important material that I use, and this one is a part of every single embroidery project of mine, and this is called heat erasable pen. Basically, I use to draw shapes, and whatever I drew, I'll embroider upon later. This entire design that is there in this embroidery hoop, I drew it with this heat erasable pen. There are, I think, 3 different colors of heat erasable pen. One is red, there is blue, there is black, and there is white also. I'm not sure about black, but blue, red, and white I have used. Okay, if you have a question, why should I use this heat erasable pen? Why can't I draw the design with a pencil and then embroider that upon? Now, the answer is, when you embroider upon the design that you drew with pencil, and if the mark is seen outside, it may spoil the aesthetic beauty of the colors that you use. So it is better to use heat erasable pen. Now, even if the marks are seen after you finish embroidery, I'll tell you how to erase this now. As the name suggests, these marks can be erased with heat. So you need to have either an iron box or a hair dryer. So my hair dryer is my best friend for all my embroidery projects, and I am going to demonstrate how all these marks are going to vanish with the heat air that is produced by this dryer. I'll blow the air now, but I'm not going to record that sound because that's going to be horrible for all of you to listen. See, I did a magic now. All the marks are gone. This is how heat erasable pen and the hair dryer are very useful in any of your embroidery projects. And the next one is thread organizer. This is a box I ordered from Amazon. See, there is divisions like this. It comes as a separate box or pieces. You just have to put it all together. And I have used this organizer to separate the threads based on colors. This is not a mandatory material, but is a lifesaver according to me. Normally thread comes like this, either like this or as a ball. Now, when you are actually engaged in a professional embroidery project, or while you are learning also, picking up thread from this ball or from this is going to be slightly difficult. So what I do is to have the thread organizers like this. I ordered this also from Amazon only. And what I do is I roll up these threads into this. And of course, I use my family members as unpaid workers to do this job. So that's how I did. The next one is half pearls, Fevibond, and a tweezer. Okay, why is this tweezer, pearls, and Fevibond is required? Let me tell you now. Once the hoop is finished, I'll put Fevibond in this outer wooden circle and use this tweezer to place the pearls here only for decorating the hoop better. Once you finish the hoop and then finish the hoop at the back and all of that, when you place the pearls here in the outer wooden circle, the overall look and beauty of your hoop is going to increase multifold. Whether you're going to teach or you're going to sell or you're going to gift someone, or is it for your own hobby, for your home decor, whatever is the purpose, I would always love to do it as much creatively and beautifully as possible. So that is why the pearl sticking here comes into picture. It's not necessary that you need to keep only the pearls. There are some decorative threads as well, and there are some small plastic flowers. You can do anything here, but my choice is this half cut pearls. So these are the materials that I use. I have covered all of the materials that I use. Now we will start with the basic stitches from the next video. Thank you for watching.